This is a walkthrough on the Blue Ox tow bar. This was the tow bar system that we had purchased for our coach and for our toad. The service technician here at our dealer, his name is Chris. He's walking me through the process for putting this all together. First thing that you do is you remove the dust caps. These dust caps are basically a receptacle for the toe pins that will be inserted, and you'll see that in a moment. The rest of the assembly is fairly straightforward. There are a lot of component pieces. I keep them stored in a container. It may consist of the blue cable that you'll see at the top, which is the lighting connector, and then there are the safety chains, the two black ones that he's pulling out. And he'll pull out a few more. Those are the main toe pins, and there'll be some other pins that he'll remove as well. These ones are fairly straightforward to put in. They just insert into the base plate. There's a little pin mechanism that you pull out, and then Chris suggested rotating towards the inside of the car. So on his side he's going counterclockwise, and on my side I eventually figured out that I should also go counterclockwise as well. You can go either way, but that was the way he suggested. They lock in, and that's where the connection between your car and the tow bar will take place. So at this point, Chris is demonstrating how the tow bar actually works in practice. When the car is connected, it will extend that tow bar full out until the locking arm connects. And when we do our checks, once we've hooked up the tow bar, I'll actually move the coach forward a few feet just to confirm that both arms have extended fully and are locked. That's a safety feature. There's a certain way of connecting this tow bar. It is marked which direction is up. Put it into the pins and put your locking pin in place. And it's fairly straightforward. And you can see the up arrow on my side that indicates the appropriate position for the tow bar. In practice, this is very quick. It does not take much time to do at all. We found that the longest part actually was getting our car to cooperate with the neutral towing mode, but that's for another video, I suppose. Chris is now showing me how to connect the safety chains, and each one, the government wants them to be crossed, so where it's latched on that part of the hitch, it'll go underneath the tow bar and it will cross over to the opposite side, and the same is true for the second safety line. So both of those lines are there in case the tow bar itself fails. It should still continue to hold the car. And then the last component that he's hooking up here before the light connections is the breakaway. So there's a pin that you see him connecting to, and in the event that there's a tow bar failure, it will pull that pin right out, and that will engage the supplementary braking system that we have in our Toad. And that secondary braking system will fully deploy at that point, bringing the car to a stop. Hopefully we never have to make use of it, but that's part of what's there. This is the final component to connect between the coach and the car, and basically what it does is it provides all the lighting information back to the towed vehicle. So if you make a left turn indicator from your coach's left turn indicators come on, and your car left turn indicators will come on. Similarly for four-ways and for right turns and for braking. So obviously a pretty important component, making sure that the cars behind you know what you are doing. We had a little difficulty getting this set up on our own, but we eventually figured it out. The actual connections are not as clear, and they don't lock as neatly as you see in this video. So that was really the connecting of the tow bar. We had opted to purchase this car guard. Now it looks a lot more complicated when you first see it, and I was a bit concerned about how bulky it was. But to be frank, it fits quite nicely in one of our forward bays, hardly takes up any room. And I do prefer having the extra bit of protection for the front of the car. The coach has a stone guard at the bottom and splash guards, but there's no question that a lot of material does get thrown up to the car, and this will help provide a bit more protection. It was either doing something like this or putting perhaps some kind of stone guard, if you like, treatment on the front hood of the vehicle. But this is the path that we took, and basically there's two bars that you see him installing there. They're locked in. It forms a pretty rigid assembly, and then on the tow bar are two receptacles, and you drop this car guard into those receptacles, put the locking pins in place, and that's pretty much it. There's the car guard defending the front of our vehicle. From there, Chris took us to the Patriot braking system. That's what we're using for our supplemental braking system inside the tow vehicle. He gave me a bit of a walkthrough in terms of what it does. It's basically got a mechanism that you see him working with there that connects to the brake pedal. There's some sort of dial in there that allows you to lock the clamp onto your braking pedal. And then the back of the unit just fits flush against the front seat of the driver's side. And there are two lines that connect it. There's a power source that comes from the line that you saw connect into the tow. It provides power to the braking system, so it's not using the car's battery. And then there's a breakaway line that connects to it as well. So if the breakaway gets pulled, obviously some kind of relay gets set, and the Patriot braking system will engage fully. So here he's just putting the Patriot braking system into place, connecting the power and connecting the breakaway. We didn't video the rest of this part of the demonstration, but it's very straightforward. There's two buttons on the Patriot system, one to provide power to the unit and the other to set it up. And with that, we put the car into tow mode, and eureka. It all just worked. And I did my first long drive with this system about a week or so ago now. And the Lincoln tracked beautifully behind the coach. We had absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. But there it is, the Blue Ox tow system.